Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video I'll be teaching you the remaining part of the this backend playlist, and I hope you have seen my all the backend series videos as well as the front end if you want to learn React Native. And if you have watched full video of my last video, so you would be on the same page where I am right now. So in the previous video we basically developed the schema for brand, location and the cars. We added the reference of the location into the car, so when we fetch the car we should get the location ID or the particular locations object as we want. So now in this video we will be moving on to the next part, and that is I'll tell you. Okay, so let me see if we have added the brand. Yeah, we have already added the brand, and the user is also there, also the reference is also there. So there are some things that we need to make. Let's suppose we don't have the API for updating the location and getting the location. Okay, and for the brands as well, we do not have any kind of route where we can add the brands. So we should first do that for the adding the brand. Okay, if you are coming into this car route.ts, we have this add route. Okay, let me just show you that whenever you open the index route.js, we have the cars route, and when we give that slash cars slash and then this add route, then cars will get uploaded. Okay, so now what I want is that I want some specificity. Okay, so this is a route for the cars, so I know that this route belongs to the cars. So anything related to the car, whichever it is put, get or post or even delete related to the car, be it the brand, be it the adding of the cars, so it should be related. Everything whatever related to the car should be added to the cars route. So last time we only had the add. I'm going to give a hyphen over here and a car. So now it will define that, hey, cars slash add car. Now you are there just to add the car. Okay, so this is the add cars API. So now this slash is for getting all the cars. Let me just open the Postman and let me just show you that get all cars. Okay, so when I click on the send, okay, let me start the server. So let's open the terminal and just enter the command npm run dev. Over here the server is started. I think it should, okay, it is giving you expired token as usual. So just to log in, okay, these are the credentials which I have used, and just use this token and come to this API, the request, go over authorization and just enter the token over here. Yeah, now the cars is fetched successfully. So if you see, we have added around some cars. Okay, 4 to 5 cars. So now what we will be doing, I want to make another route, and that route should be add brand. Okay, and it will do the same thing, but instead of 5 images, because it is a brand, it will only have one image, but we will allow it in the backend that it should give us 3 type of images for 3 qualities, which will be small, medium and large, as well as thumbnail for showing the thumbnail. So instead of images, I'm going to give add a tag image. So whenever we are uploading from the Postman, it should be image only, and I'm going to add one over here because I need one image at a one time. So there is something which we built, if you remember, which is the validation. Okay, I would like to add a validation over here. You can also add the validation for the add cars, but let's build a validation for cars. Okay, if you see in the validation, we should add a validation for car validation.js. I'm adding this validation because we have been doing this for this auth routes, right? So if you remember, we had the validation for sign up and sign in. So also we should have validation for add cars and add brand. So let's go to this car validation and just export. I'm just going to copy. Let me just go and just copy this, so it will not waste our time. Yeah, simple. Just change the name, validation brand, simple. And instead of this, I'm going to only keep one and just add brand, like body should be name and no empty with message. Name is required, name is required. Okay, and let me just see if we are missing something. Yeah, the media part. So what I will be doing here, the request, response and next, which we'll be getting from the params. Okay, so instead of this, let me just remove these things. Add one condition that if we are not getting the media, which is files, okay, if we are not getting the files, then just return res.status 400.json and just give error, and it will be media file is required. Similarly, you have to do it for the cars, which is it's basically add car API. So just add validate car and it will do your work. Okay, so I think now here we are done. And also one thing, let me just add that here. I think this is for the when we user hits the API, this will get called. Okay, and one thing we will also get, if you see the auth, okay, we have not added over here. Okay, but let's say we have added it for the media files, but what about the name? Okay, we also need to show error for it, right? So I am just going to copy this, paste it over here, add errors. Okay, errors in the form of the array. So I'm going to add validation result from the same express validator. I'm going to pass it the request, and now I think we need this code, this one. Okay, so just copy and just paste this code. Yeah, let me just see if it is wrong or not. Yeah, now it is, I think, fine. So we need to use this validation brand over here, validation brand. It should give a suggestion, validate okay. Have we saved the file? Validate brand export const. Yeah, now we can see this. So let's come back, and if you can see now the validate brand is there. Okay, upload media is there. Only upload media is a generic controller. Okay, it's a generic, so it can be used for any kind of media uploadation. If you see the upload images, it is not only specific. Okay, if you see, let me just, I think it is commented, let me uncomment this. Yeah, let me just do like this. Yeah, so it is not specific to only add cars, it is a generic upload media to the server, to the Cloudinary backend. So only this part should be changed. So instead of add cars, what we'll be doing, we will need to add another controller, and that is the add brand. So if you copy this and just paste it something like this, you have the brand. Same thing, request body, you will get user ID, okay, which we required. And then we, instead of cars over here, I'm just going to add brand, because we will be getting the brand. Okay, and also the service part. Okay, we will need the service over here. So let me add the service, not the add car service, it will be add brand service. So it will be add brand service. And instead of data, I'm just going to, because it is a brand, right? So it will show you suggestion. Brand will have name. Let me just show you. See, name. Okay, and also it will have media. So data dot media. If you see, we needed, I think, user ID. As a here, as a owner ID, we needed a user ID, so we passed it. But in this case, we do not need any user ID over here. We just need a name and media. So just cut this, and okay, it will be fine to you. So brand, okay, let me add brand added successfully with error response. Okay, so now this is, now we also need to return brand instead of car. So we will need that brand, add brand from car controller. Okay, and it should be working fine now. Let me just go to the API, and instead of add car, I'm going to duplicate this. So if you click over here and duplicate, so let me just rename this to add brand. Okay, and it is not a get request, it is a post request. So you can also edit this icon. Let me add the URL, something like this, and it should be add brand. In the, if you see this, in the body we had the form data. Click on the body, click on the form data, and there will be images in the add cars. But in this case, if you see in the VS Code, we have image, so just need to give image. Okay, so let me just go to the postman. Okay, and let me add image key, and instead of text I'm going to write a file. Now I have added the image and a file type of image. Okay, I have added a Porsche logo. So in the key, if you remember, we needed a name property. So let me add brand Porsche. Okay, and let me just hit this, no token provided as usual. So go to the authorization, and let's go to the sign in. If you see, I think we had the token over here. Copy this and paste it something over here. Basic bearer, and add it over here and just send it. And now it should do your work basically. So post file filter, it should come to this folder, and let me just see, the API is still running. It should call the add brand, and it should call add car service. Okay, I think we have missed it. We need to add brand service instead of add cars. So I think that was the reason it was going, in one direction way. So let me just hit it again. I have provided the image and the name, and let me go and see. Now it has added these things. Let me just wait for a few minutes. So after a few seconds, it has given the response, and it has uploaded the image to the cloud. The image size here, I think it was 215 KB. So that is why I think it took some seconds, but it should not take that much. So let me just tell you that in this media we do not require gallery, so the gallery is empty. Okay, and the thumbnail part, because it is a single image for the brand, so thumbnail will be an object. All three images are same, just the width and height is different. In this case 1200, 200 and 600. So if I just copy this URL and go to the Chrome, okay, and just paste it over here, so I should see that image from the Porsche logo. So now it is uploaded to the cloud in array. Okay, so now we can basically say that, hey, we have developed the add brands API. So let me just show you the database, basically that table. So how it is going to linked to each other. So if I just go to the brand and I do view, okay, I should see that Porsche, this ID. If you see that, let me just zoom in. Yeah, so the first one was the duplicate which we made it from the PG admin only. The second one, it's we have basically added this via an API, so it has an ID. So let me just copy this. So once we go to the car, so let me just go, and once we go to the car, there are these cars and there is this location ID. Okay, so brand is also added. Now the car is also added. So but if you remember, when we run this API add cars, okay, in the add car service, here you can see that it takes the brand ID, and whenever we were hitting the API for the add car, we were giving one duplicate, this duplicate in the sense like we were just hard coding this ID. Okay, like we used to come to the Postgres, we used to come to the brand, we just copied this ID and we just pasted it. But now as this API is made for add brands, so now we can just proudly take this ID and we can just take it to the postman and just paste it over here, and then this particular Porsche brand will get linked to that particular car. So let's imagine that there is this admin panel for the vendor. In the case for ours, it is a car owner. So that person will get to see one drop down, and along with the drop down he will see the image of the brand. In this case, let's say Porsche, and along with that he will get to see the name of Porsche. And when he clicks on that brand, now the brand is selected, so he'll have to add one car. So when he'll add the car, already the brand is selected, only he has to fill some details like name, sub info, features. Also he'll have to upload the car images, and that is how also he will have to add the location ID. So similar like brand will create one location API, so only the reference of these two will get added to the add car. So this is how one can create the cars, okay, from the admin panel. So now you can see that the images are getting uploaded. So now after this we have completed the brands API. If you see, so get all cars is done, add brand is done, add car is done. So can you tell me, like, what is the remaining part of this API? If you cannot tell, let me just tell you. Over here we have added the brand ID thing, which is the brands API. Owner ID is the user ID, so whichever is the uploading, that is the owner. But there is catch for this location ID. Okay, if you don't see or remember, so let me just remember you that this is the location schema that we have added. So if you go into the database, so I can show you, there is this table called as location, where we added this Pune MS India lat long manually. But what if I tell you that we need to do it from an API? So that should be an API for the location, right? So let's add that particular API for the location. So just come over here, let me just close this. So if you see, that is the location, right? This is related to the brand, this is related to the car, so it has to come under the car route. But the location that we are using, it is no doubt we are going to use it for adding the car, so somehow it is linked to this car uploading. But it will not justify if you define the location, adding the location in this route. So we are going to make another route, location route.js. So there should be one API for getting the location and one API for creating the location. so no doubt we'll be having a separate route. So let me just copy one template, just paste it over here. I don't need anything except express and router. So here if you go to the index, I'm going to have another route. So our API, let me just go and show you the Postman how our API looks. So it is the port slash API slash route and slash API route name. So now localhost 3000 slash what it should be. Okay, so basically it should be a simple location. So a location, not locations, because if I am doing the get location, so I should get all the locations that are available in my table. If I am doing post location, so in REST params, REST norms, you should only use the same name which you have used for the getting. So only the thing which will change, which is the post. So from front end you are just calling from get method, and if you want to add, so it should be post. Same thing apply for the car routes, but let it be like this, we will improve it later part. Okay, so this is the location, and definitely it will have an authentication. I'm going to add location route, something like this. It should come from location route. Okay, and just change the name location routes. So yeah, and here I'm going to add a slash. It will be a get API, so getting the location. It will be a post, so posting a location basically. You can also add over here, which is fine. Let it keep just locations, that is singular location post. So if we are using the post, then we are just creating location. If we are calling via get, then we are getting the location. So as of now, let me just see what are the fields there: city, state, country, latitude and longitude. So if you see the sign up validation over here, you have this. Let me add another one for location validation, .js, and over here I'm going to add one by one field: city, state. So city, state, country, latitude, longitude, okay. So email, we have to remove it. I'm just going to copy this for what it was, state. So just cut this, paste it over here, and just change the name. City name is required, state is required, city is required, state is required, and also this message should be country is required. Country is required, latitude is required, longitude is required. Let me just see the spelling. Longitude, okay, it is fine, and it will throw you an error. Validate location basically. Instead of this, not while getting, so in the get we don't need any validation, but in the post we need validate location. And over here, instead of sign up controller, I'm going to add another controller, location dot. So now you will say that, hey Mukesh, you need to create a brand controller. So I've already told you that brand is related to the car, so I thought why I should create another controller, another route, another service. But in terms of location, we can also do that inside the car route, car controller, but I wanted it to be separate, because if we decide that we need to use location in some other controller or other service, it should be, you know, a generic one, so we can reuse. Let me just copy this and paste it. So I don't need these services, and let me just remove this part. Okay, get all locations, you know. So instead of all, I'm just going to keep a location, get locations. This is for the getting, and this will be for add location. Okay, get location and add location. Let me open side by side. So it will be get locations, okay, plural, not singular. So because we are having an array of location, so here we'll be adding add location, so it will be a post API. And now what we'll be doing, we need to create one service. So if you see in the service, we need to create a service for location.service.js, and similarly like car service, I'm going to add a service for location. So one is for getting and one is for posting. So if you see get all car service, we added the find many method. So instead of car, I'm going to add location, and it will be a plural of locations. So you know, I need all the locations which we have. So let me just see what all we methods we have. So find many, so let's use this find many, and you can also add include, and just you know, you can get whatever you need. I'm just going to use find many and let it be locations, similar like this, but the name obviously it should be get location service, and over here it will be post, or you can say add location service. Instead of this, I'm going to add location, and instead of this, I'm going to add get location service. Okay, so here I'm going to change it, locations fetch successfully, it will be locations by the way, and let me just rename this part locations. Okay, and over here I'm going to add location created successfully. Location created or added, you can use anything. Let's say I'm going to add location, singular location, simple like this. And over here I'm going to add location service. Okay, so let me just show you that location, like what location is having. Let me just go and see. We have location dot create method, and inside here yeah, we have the latitude. Basically I was searching for name, so we should have city, so the data will have city. We should have state, so data should have state key, and country, data dot country. I think there are only two remaining, latitude and longitude. Latitude, and we need to add longitude data, you know, this. Let me just add longitude, and here let me add data dot latitude. Now just save the file, and now we are good to go. So now we have added the location service, and we also have the location controller. So just add that location service over here, add location service, and we need here some things. Let me just see. ID is there, lat long is there. Okay, so we need the data. I'm just going to add data, or you can just directly pass request.body, but it will not look good. Const data is equal to request.body. We'll be getting the data, and then we can pass it something like this. So let's start the testing the API. Let me go and hit the route, which is in this my case location basically. So go over here and create one route. What do you say to it? Is it a route or what? It's a request, right? So just add location, add. Okay, and over here I'm also going to need an authorization. So let me just copy API location, and in this part I need the authorization token. Add location authorization bearer, and then let me paste it, and then his, like, what is happening. Let me just see in the log, is it crashed or not? Yeah, it is crashed. Cannot find location validation. Okay, so one thing I think I have forgot to tell you, that how the JS is expecting the routes. So if you see location route, so if you see that the controller and the validation do not have the extension JS, so because of this it might give the error. Not might, but definitely it will give an error if you are not using the TypeScript. But another part is validation. Are we having an issue? Body is not defined. Where it is, let me just see. Body is not defined. Okay, so the imports they are crying for, so you need to add the imports for the location validation. Okay, it should be this, and let me just save it. Okay, so app is running fine now. So go over here and send a request. So yeah, locations fetch successfully. If you see that, as I told you that the location which is existing in the data base table, which is this Pune MH India lat long. Okay, so this is what we are getting. But what we have done over here is a REST part, which is the basic REST operation. Tell us that whatever the get request we are using, we only have to use a post method to that, and that is our post method. So let's go to the post and just go to the raw and hit send. It will give you automatically the validation which we have added from the express validation. Okay, so let me just create an object, and it should be city. I live in Pune, so let me just add that. Country, I live in India, and the next thing is state, I live in MH. And if you ask me the what is the next thing which is remaining, lat long, country, COUNTRY. I have already added the country, COUNTRY. Yeah, it is already there, but why is it showing that country is required? Let me see that. Let me add latitude. It is a float type, so let me add any value, and longitude, any random value, something like this. Yeah, now the country part. Let me see and go into the validation of the country. Country is required. Okay, so this is not right. It was actually for the password. Yeah, let me just add this. Country is required. Hit the API, and invalid value, expected string. Okay, I think it needs an string value. What is the type? Okay, text. It is not a number or float, so let me hit it. Yeah, location is created successfully. So let's say you live in Mumbai. So yeah, location is created, the lat is changed, longitude is changed. Yeah, Mumbai, another one. Let me add Delhi. So when we add the get API and when we hit the send API, you know. So we are getting the 1 2 3 4 locations. Okay, so now while creating the car, we can send the location ID, we can send the brand ID, and when we hit the add car API, the images go to the cloudinary, and that is how the system will work. So uploadation part is completely done now. Now we can move to the next part, but in this video I think I'm done. So I'll make the another series in some other day, might be tomorrow or day after that. So if you have any kind of doubt or any kind of issue, just join the Discord group, and if you have any kind of questions, just mail me. I'll quickly reply you within some seconds if I am online. And if you have not followed me on the GitHub, I don't want to show you, the link will be in the description. Just go in the description box and just follow me on GitHub. So in any kind of way I upload or do some changes, you will get an updates from me. Basically, star my repo, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and any kind of suggestions that you have, you want me to improve, just comment down below. And do not hesitate to ask me. Just ask anything that you have into this Discord group or mail me. Till then, bye bye, stay safe and be happy.